They say I killed my own daughter. She was 5. The police pulled her body out of a pond 3 blocks from our house. There is video footage of me dragging her into the water, holding her under, until she stops breathing. But it wasn't me. I dropped her off at school that morning, and yet every parent swore they never saw me. The security guard at the gate said the same thing. The cameras show no footage of me dropping her off. My mother-in-law screamed over my daughter's lifeless body.
What did my grandbaby ever do to you? Why? Why would you do this?
My husband slapped me in front of everyone.
Lily was only 5! Your own flesh and blood! What kind of monster are you?
Overnight, I became infamous. The world decided I was a monster. A child killer. The worst thing a mother could be. My parents were doxxed, harassed online and in the street. Until one day, they were found dead in their own home. Nobody checked on them until the smell of their bodies reached the street. Me, I was convicted, thrown into a cell with inmates who called me child killer. They beat me to death. Even as I lay there dying, there was one thing I couldn't untangle. Why did everyone swear they'd never seen me show up at school? How is there footage of me killing my own child? But that morning, I walked her into preschool. I saw the teacher take her hand. The moment I got home, the teacher called me.
Hi, Claire, just checking in, Lily. Didn't show up this morning. Is she out sick?
I tore the house apart looking for her. When they finally found my daughter, they said it who drowned her. I died hated and innocent. Then, a flash of white light. I opened my eyes. I awoke the morning I took my daughter to school.
Honey, my mother isn't feeling great today.
Mark said gently.
I'm taking her to urgent care. Can you handle drop-off today?
He had his arm around Diane, helping her toward the door. The words hit me like DJ Vuth. This is exactly how it started last time. I stared at him and realized I had been reborn. In my last life, I agreed. I drove Lily to school, and everything went sideways. Now Mark was watching me carefully.
Babe, are you okay? You have a lot of work on.
His voice was soft, concerned, almost too careful. In my last life, I was always buried in work. He and his mother handled most of the drop-offs. So why the one time I did it myself, did my daughter end up dead? Was it really just a coincidence? I forced my voice steady. Lily doesn't look great today, I said. What if we just keep her home? No school. Mark glanced toward her, then nodded without hesitation.
Okay, whatever you think is best. Just let her teacher know she won't be in.
His mother smiled from the doorway.
Guess she's all yours today.
They were calm, too calm, and somehow that made it worse. The more normal they acted, the less I could understand. After they left, I turned and looked at Lily. She was eating cereal, swinging her legs under the chair. Me eyes stung, me throat tightened. All I could see was her body, lifeless in the water. Small, pale, gone. She was so little. How scared must she have been in that moment? How alone? I swallowed it down and sat beside her, keeping my voice soft. Lily, I asked softly, have Daddy and Grandma been nice to you? She flashed me a sweet smile.
They're super nice.
I paused, then asked, what about Miss Harris?
She's nice too. She always helps me with my backpack.
Her face was bright, innocent, happy. Nothing felt wrong. Then she blinked those big clear eyes, confused, innocent.
Mommy, I don't feel sick. Why am I not going to school today?
I lifted a hand and touched her cheek, so careful it hurt. And I told her the truth, straight from my chest, because Mommy can't stand being apart from you. Last time, I dropped her off at preschool, and she ended up dead. I wasn't letting anything happen to her. Not again. Not ever. Lily finished breakfast and curled up on the couch, watching cartoons on the television. I went to the kitchen to rinse dishes. My phone rang.
Hi, Claire, just checking in, Lily. Didn't show up this morning. Is she out sick?
Same line, same cadence. Like someone hit replay. I started walking toward the living room, phone pressed tight to my ear. Yeah, sorry, Miss Harris. Lily's not feeling. I stopped. The couch was empty. The television was still on. Her blanket was there. Her stuffed rabbit was there. Lily wasn't. I dropped the call and tore through the house. Bedrooms, closets, bathroom, nothing. Just silence so loud, it made me dizzy. My mind snapped back to the last time, to the way everything had unraveled before. My vision blurred. My legs went weak. I dialed 911 with shaking hands. The rest happened exactly the way it had before. The police found her in the same pond, same me muddy bank, same me yellow tape, same me body bag unzipping under gray afternoon light. I ran before anyone could stop me. 10 minutes ago, she was alive, bright-eyed, smiling at me from our couch. No, she was pale still and impossibly cold. My lungs locked. I held her and kept rubbing her arms like I could warm life back into her.
Lily, baby. Come on, come on.
Nothing, and then it hit me again. I changed everything. I kept her home. I watched her, I did everything differently. Why does every road lead to Lily's death? Why can't I save my own child, no matter what I do? The grief hit so hard it hollowed me out. I didn't even have the strength to cry anymore. Then Mark and Diane arrived. Dan wailed and grabbed Lily from my arms.
My sweet girl, I was only gone for a moment, and now she is gone.
Mark dropped beside us, sobbing, voice breaking.
Lily, get up, please. Daddy's here. I am sorry. I am so sorry.
Then Mark slapped himself hard across the face, a crazed, broken look on his face. People around us started murmuring, shaken. She was such a good kid. That family adored her. How does this even happen? A detective pushed through the crowd. Detective Ramirez, tablet in hand.
We reviewed nearby cameras.
He said.
Looks like you brought the victim here yourself.
He hit play on screen. I dragged my daughter to the water and held her down until she stopped moving. And every head in that crowd turned toward me. Shock, rage, disgust, like I'd already been sentenced. I stared at the surveillance footage, at the version of me on that screen, and all around me the eyes, dozens of them, hungry, furious, ready to tear me apart. For a split second, it felt like I was back in the life I had already lived. That same helpless, suffocating despair wrapped around my ribs again. Before I could speak, Mark lunged forward. The slap cracked across my face.
She is your daughter. What the hell is wrong with you?
That hit wasn't symbolic. He meant it. His eyes were bloodshot. Feral, like he wanted to tear me apart right there. And I'd seen this before. Last time, he hadn't listened either. One slap, and he decided I was guilty. That was all it took to erase me. Diane clutched Lily and screamed.
What did she ever do to you? He was 5.
She grew more frantic with every word, pressing a hand to her chest like she might collapse. The crowd fed off it. Animal. She was fake, crying this whole time. Lock her up. Simone spat at me. Simone threw a soda cup. 3 phones were inches from my face. Live streaming, comments flooded and faster than I could read. Execute her. No trial. She deserves worse. Detective Ramirez raised his voice over the noise.
This case has escalated fast. It is extremely serious. The evidence is solid. So tell me, what do you have to say for yourself?
I answered without hesitation.
I did not kill my daughter. I could never do such a thing. Please investigate this properly. If you don't, the real killer walks. I am not afraid of dying, but I am scared her real killer will never be found.
Ramirez's jaw set. His eyes went flat. I recognized that look.
We checked the footage chain. No tampering if it isn't you.
Right. If it wasn't me, who killed my daughter and framed me. This question haunted me across 2 lives. Why had I died? Why am I here again? I do not have an answer. The crowd interpreted my confusion as guilt. Oh, now she's quiet. Can't talk your way out of this one. You murdered your own child, and you're still pretending to be innocent. Her husband and the grandmother are the real victims. The live stream comments echoed the same hatred. Detective Ramirez signaled to the officers. Take her away. Cold steel snapped around my wrists. They walked me toward the squad car, same choreography as last time. In my first life, this was the exact moment. Everything closed in. The cell, the beatings, the slow death everyone agreed I deserved. My parents paid too. Their address was posted online. They couldn't step outside without being spit on, cursed at, filmed. People dumped funeral wreaths at their door like they were already dead. Eventually they were. Nobody visited until they could smell their corpses from the road. Was it happening again? Was I walking straight into the same fate? Would the truth ever be revealed about my daughter's death? My mind spiraled. Something was wrong, deeply wrong. But what? Last time, I remembered dropping her off at school. Everyone insisted I hadn't been there. This time, she vanished from our living room and still ended up dead in that same pond. I never went near that water. So why does the footage show me committing the crime? None of it made sense. None of it lined up. Who killed my daughter? Who built the version of me that did? The questions stacked up until I could barely breathe. There had to be some detail I missed. I forced myself to replay both timelines moment by moment, searching for a crack in the story. They were pushing me into the patrol car when it hit me. A flash. I twisted around and screamed.
I know who did this!